Now let's go all out and send a pristinely recorded production more than a century back in time, to a world of waxed cylinders and waxed moustaches. Back then, music production was in its infancy, and recordings were made acoustically, channeling sound waves down a funnel or tube to vibrate a mechanical cutter pressed on the rotating cylinder or disc. Playback worked on the same principle, but in reverse. There were no microphones, mixers, amps, or speakers. We're going to use FreeCM plugins to recreate those turn of the 20th century vibes. To follow along, load old loop.wav in an 85 BPM project and then loop it. First things first, put a monoizing plugin on the master bus, as the first recordings were strictly mono. We're using D-monitor with the mid-side slider at 0. Bass and treble were practically non-existent in antique recordings. To mimic this, place a filter CM next on the master bus, with low pass at 3000 Hz and high pass at 300 Hz. Set both slopes to 48 dB for a brutally sharp cutoff. You might need to fine-tune the exact filter settings to suit the sound source, but this is a good starting point. Next, let's recreate the poor dynamic range and distortion performance of wax and shellac mediums. Add premix CM before filter CM, because placing it after would reintroduce frequencies that the filter has shaved off, and increase gain to 3 o'clock. Set output to 9 o'clock to compensate for the increased level. To give the loop more presence, you can boost the mid and high knobs to taste. Mechanical audio playback is prone to wow and flutter. That means periodic variations in playback speed, affecting time and pitch. In other words, it's vibrato. We can recreate this using a modulated delay line. So add PSP AudioWare's CM delay before premix CM. In CM delay, click the dry label to disable the dry part of the sound. And click the filters label to turn off the filters. Set the delay time to 5 milliseconds. And FB to 0. Now turn LFO depth up to maximum. Then dial in the LFO rate to set up a slow wow or a rapid flutter, as you prefer. We set it to the maximum value of 15 for flutter. Pull LFO depth down when you're done. We think 75 is about right. If you want wow and flutter, just use 2 CM delays in series with different settings. No retro recreation would be complete without a layer of noise, clicks and pops. So put vinyl 1 and tape 1 on new audio tracks. Disable any tempo synced looping or warping options, and then loop or duplicate the clips. The idea is that the loops do not restart with each bar, as real mechanical noise would be unpredictable and not rhythmic. You can adjust the tape and noise levels to your liking. As in the previous tutorial, we use sidechain compression to make old loop 1 duck with each of the vinyl tracks' pops and clicks. And to make the tape hiss duck in response to old loop 1. Have fun running other sounds through this processing chain and trying out different tape and noise loops.
Why don't you walk with me? Let me feel you with sunshine. Alright. Why don't you walk with me? Let me feel.
Don't forget to dial in plugin parameters such as filter cutoff frequencies to suit your sound source. Finally, if all this seems too much like hard work, just forget the individual plugins and add a dedicated retroising plugin like iZotope's Vinyl, Audio Thing's Vinyl Strip, or XLN Audio's new retro colour.